You too. Ngingashaya le principle of market structure. Then how to trade the principle of the market structure. Basically of the market structure. The market is moving, creating high and low. So automatically when I say principle of market structure, or basic of market structure, I mean the waves that have been created when the market is moving. For example, the market is moving from the high, then we have a low here. For example, they give us the information, then moving low, going up, going down, going up, going down, maybe moving, shooting, then consolidating, then going down. Then when it reach that low, maybe it react, going up, then going down more. So principle of market structures are those highs and lows that have been created. Highs, lows, high lows, high lows, high lows, high lows, high lows. So in order the market to change direction, or in order for the market to give us significant, whether it's going up or down, or whether it's not going anywhere, it must give us high and lows. So they move in high and low form. Remember when I say they move in high and low, for example, you can have this high here created, then you have a low created. Then after that, in the middle, or within the high and low that is created, remember that is got this high as our high. We have this low as our lower low. This low is lower than all the lows that are around it. This high is higher than that one. So we got these two. When the market is moving down, up, and then moving down again, here they created a high low, which is this low is higher than this one. Created a lower high, going down again. This one is lower high. They created a high low again, then drop, and then going up a little bit, then drop, going up a little bit, then drop, going up, maybe far up, then drop, going up, then drop again, going down, going down, going down, till they reach that lower low. So here's the key thing about this thing of lower lows and highs. Remember that we have a lower low and a high in this petit. The high is that's where our sweet spot, or that's our signal or direction of the market. If they are failing to break this high, we know now that the market is likely for them to break this low. How do we see? We see they are failing to break the high. From moving Suala way past the created high low, they created high low, they created lower high. Because this low is higher than this one. They created a lower low, which show this low was higher than this one. Then they created a lower low. This is a low, the low that is lower than this one. They created a higher low. Again, the pattern of the downtrend must create lower low, higher lows going down, then create lower lows. That's how we see significant of a downtrend. So in this case, we saw that they created lower low, they created higher low, they created a lower low again, they created higher low, they created a lower low. So this low is lower than the others. Then after that, they went up. You know why they are going up? They're going to collect orders. Then they killed how many highs that were there? 1, 2, then created a high. After that, they created a lower high. A lower low. Oh, a lower high because they had a lower low. They created a lower high. Then they created a high low. That's where we saw that the market is losing momentum to continue buy. When they wanted to continue buy to come to kill this high, they were supposed to create a high that is higher than this one. So they created a high that is lower than this one. Then moving forward, they created a lower low again, which is lower than this one. They created a high low. They created a lower low. They created high low. Then they went down, killed the lower low that you trusted. Then created a lower low. After that, they went up, created a high low. Even here, I was supposed to make a example of where is the thing. Okay, it's okay. They created almost equal low, lower low. Then they went up, created a higher high. After the higher high, they went down, very deeper down. Then they created another pattern. Then they go up. So I'm trying to make this thing clear in your mind before you are going to analyze or before you're going to do anything. So remember that they created a higher high, And after that, they wiped the whole idea of this high because we knew after the side movement, first movement and second movement, we knew that they will break this law in a way that it will be harsh. That's how we see that the law will be broken very harshly. So they went down, they break this law and created a lower law, which means this is our market structure breaker. So we cover this area because we know that this area was once our acting support area, it was broken. So now we cover that area. We see how the price reacts in that particular area. So when we check from that area, they created lower low, they created higher low, they created lower low, they created higher low, then they created lower low, they created higher low, they created lower low again, then they created high, which is higher than the two highs. That's where we see that now the market is likely to change for a buy. Okay, first that's our first sign of weakness that the market is showing us that it's likely to turn to a buy market. Then they created a lower high. So that's another second confirmation that the market is likely to go up or that the trend is changing. Now we're waiting for them to create a higher high. After they created a higher high, they will come back to kill the low or to come to maybe kill two lows that are there. But here in this case, they came and killed one low and then created a lower low. They must create a lower low. They must induce both buyers and sellers. That's what they did here. They created a lower low. After that, they went up very quickly. Remember that this was our level of lower low. That was the key and liquidity area. That's where we saw that the market is likely to go upside or is likely to turn. That was our first confirmation that we had that the market will turn around here, but it failed to turn around there. But when you do the principle of the market structure, we did manage to get an entry that is most likely than getting an entry that she was going to kill us. Maybe if we entered around here, we're going to die because after they touched that zone, almost approached that zone, they went up and it was inducing. And you will have thought that maybe if they touch here, they will go up again. So moving forward, this is opposite at the upper trend. If there's an upper trend, this is opposite. Everything that I did is opposite. So let me do an example of the upper trend. So in the upper trend, we have, let me clear this. In the upper trend, we have low, low and high. Where is this wrong thing? Okay. We have low and high here. So now we're doing a structure for a upper trend. One and the same thing. It's one and the same thing. They started to sell maybe around here, then drop. Okay, we're not focusing on that one. We're focusing from when they start to buy. They went up, going down, went up, going down, went up, going down, maybe going far more down, creating a W formation again, going down, going up, going down, going up, going down, going up, going down, going up, going up. So yeah, so even here is one and the same thing. Just that the important thing when you do this thing, you must do a trend line. So trend line must be touched. That's why they made the example of a trend line. Those people who introduced Forex the other time or first time, they use trend line orderly. That if there's a pattern, they must touch the trend line. But that's now not accurate nowadays. So we have our low here, and we have our high here. So we have our low, or let's say we have our lower low here, then we have our high here. We're not focusing on what's happening around here. So moving forward, this was our acting lower low, but they went up, creating a higher low. They went nearly creating a lower high. They created a higher high. Higher high. They created a lower high. So first thing first that you saw that the market is likely to change. They created a lower low. After that, maybe there was another low here. We assume that there was another low. And they created a higher low. After that, they created a higher. They created a higher low. After that, they created a lower high. The lower high, this low is lower than this one. That's why I say it's lower high. Then they went up broken market structure. They created high, killed this high. And after that, they created a lower high. After that, now we have confirmation that the market is likely to turn or that the market is likely to change to upper trend. So after that, they went up again, created a high, they created a lower high, then created a high again, then they dropped very serious. They killed how many lows? 1, 2, 3, 4 lows were killed, then created lower low. That was an inducing, or that was the stop hand. After that, they created a higher, which is lower than this one. First thing first, maybe we're starting to trade around here. Do one and same principle, or like on the other side. Then they created lower high. So now we wait for them to create a high. They created high. They created the higher, a lower high. After that, they went very deep up. They created the higher high, then created the lower high. Then they went up again, created high, then went down. That's where we will enter if we fail to enter around there. After they went down, they killed this low. Then they created a lower low. And then created higher, same principle going up. So that's how they operate. That's how they operate. So I want us to take this into practical, or I want us to take this into reality. But do you understand so far how does the market structure work, or how does the market structure react towards the market when they create high and lows?
Yeah.
So these principles are very simple, just that people are tending to forget them, because those are principles of market structure. If you are trading, you must know those principles. And when you are trading, before you're going to analyze or do anything, you must say those type of principles. When you analyze on the market that is going up or down, like this one, when you see a market like this, there's no way that you can say you want to analyze, because it's not going up, it's not going down, but it stands still. So this principle of market structure guide us to avoid such market. We need a market structure that is going up, like this one, from here going up. So let's check the examples on how did it react, or how did they work on. But remember that we don't have what happened on the other side. Since we don't have what happened on the other side, here we have our high. We have our high. Over around here, we have our high. Then we have our low. So now we are moving the market from, we're having high and low. So moving forward, in order for us to say that the market is likely, or the market is turned to a upper trend market, maybe we can use line graph. Even we can use this one, is fine. But I like line graph. So on line graph, we zoom. Line graph, we zoom. Even if you use this one, it's fine. So after we saw that the market was going down, then they created a lower low, which is this one. Then after that, after the lower low that was created, we'll mark the highs and lows with this sign. They created a high, and they created a lower high. This low is higher than this one. Then they went up, created high. After created high. That's first thing first that you see that the market is likely to turn. They created a high. After that, they created a low, high, lower high. This low is higher than this. That's our first. We mark this one. That was our first. That was our first confirmation. That was our first confirmation that the market is likely to turn to the upside. Then we wait. Now we wait for them to create a low that is higher than that one again. After that, they went up. They created another high. Or they created the higher, they went up, which means the low was this one. Create lower high. They went up. This is emptied. That's why you must use the bigger time frame. But it's fine. Even this one, if you understand market structure very well. Remember that our first confirmation was this one. Second confirmation is this one. Then now we know the market that is changing or is likely to change to upper trend. So now we mark the first area that was broken. That was our first area that was broken. So moving forward, we have a low that was created here. We won't count this one. We have a higher high that was created here. That's another second confirmation. Now we are looking for an entry. Now we are looking for an entry. They went down. We won't count this one. But if we were trading, we'll have counted it. Okay, it's fine. Let's count it. Let's count this one. So now, since they are moving on a upper trend market, you know that they're moving on an upper trend market. You wait for them at least to break a trend line. Trend line, how do you say that the trend line is broken? It's broken because of the high and low. So now we want them to create a lower low. So moving forward, they created a low here. They went up, created another higher low. So if you check very well, they started to create a higher low here. This high is lower than this one. So now the induce part has started. Now they started to induce. So now we wait for them to kill this low to create a lower low. Then we enter from that lower low. So our entry point was basically in this area. So moving forward, let's check what happened after we entered. Check what happened after we entered. They went up, they killed this low. After they killed this, they killed this high. That's our first take profit. So take profit is above the high always. They kill this high, then after that, maybe we're still holding with the stop loss. Now our stop was touched. But remember, this area is key. We mark that area. They are likely to come back and kill again that zone. So let's move forward. They created a high here. They went down, created a lower low. Now this high was killed. This low was killed. Let's mark that low that was killed. Now we're marking the low that was killed. We're marking the low that was killed, which means the trend is resetting, starting afresh, or the trend is continuing, but was resetting. So this low was killed. So now we do what we did there. We know that the market is going up. But now we do what you did around there. If it passes, we continue the upper trend. So now we have a lower low. Then we have a higher high. We have higher high. We have higher high. And now we have a lower low. We have higher high. So now they went down, created a lower high. That's our first confirmation that the market is likely to turn. They created a lower high. They went up. They created a higher high. They created higher high. That's our second confirmation. They created higher high. Created higher high. After that, it wasn't easy for us to get an end, but we knew that the market is going up. They were supposed to come back to kill at least this low or to kill the two lows that are around there. If we check very well, it happened on the nearby, maybe above. Even if they fail to come to kill this low after our second confirmation, can use the above confirmation around there. So moving forward, they went up very, very deep. They went up. They went very up. So now, do you understand why market structure or principle of market structure are important? So moving forward, here we do one and same thing. We have high and low. High and low. They created a low that is higher than that one. This is how high low. They created higher high. They created a high and low. They created a higher low. They created a lower high. So that was first confirmation. They created higher high. Second confirmation. They created lower high. Third confirmation. They created higher high. Now they must come back to kill the high. Let's check what happened. They didn't come back to kill the high, the low that was maybe recently there. But if we check around here, they did come back to kill this low. So our entry was around here. We want them just to kill the low, just also checking the condition of the market. So moving forward, they do one and same thing. Okay, let's check this one. We have high, we have low. Again, I want to do a market reversal. We have high, we have low, we have higher low. They created lower low, which means they are not changing. Oh, which means the buy market is changing. Remember that it was supposed to create high highs only. So they started creating the high low now. Then the market is changing to a sell market, moving down, moving down, moving down. But for sure, you understand what I mean. I won't go into more details. But so far, that are the principle of market structure. Opposite on a downtrend, opposite on a upper trend. So those are the principle of the market structure.